Hello, Virgo. Welcome to your life purpose oracle reading and stuff, and what's not so whatever. Where hopefully I will be able to offer you guidance and insight into your career path / life purpose / soul mission / whatever term applies best, feels most comfortable for you, and what's not so whatever. I just finished Taurus. Now we're going even deeper into Earth, which is totally cool with me. You know what I'm saying? So anywho, we're going to ask Spirit for clear and direct guidance for you guys. And, what was I about to say? I was about to say something. Oh, yeah. So you can apply this to creative expression and options. You can apply this to your 10th house / midheaven / haven / north node, wherever you feel the need to apply it, even if you just resonate with the title. But I hope that I'm able to offer you guys some clear and direct guidance into your career path as well as your purpose. So please give us clear and direct guidance from my Virgo people. Clear and direct guidance for Virgo. Anything that will be helpful to them, spirits, to help them on their path. And I flank down on volumes. How are you, Virgo? Okay, so 3 cards just flipped out across my desk. Technically, let's see, if they flipped over this way, then okay, so that would be the first one. Okay, I had to think about that. The first one is music. It says your connection to music is healing for yourself and others. The next is speaker. And it says your life purpose involves your skills of oration. Next, we have writing. You heal, inspire, teach, and entertain with the words that you write. Now, here is something interesting. As soon as I read that card, the thing that I'm seeing with this is, and usually when I see that card and the music card is anywhere nearby, I always say songwriter. But the thing that I'm seeing with this is like fiction. Like fiction writing, because the thing that I got the impression of is like Harry Potter. So if you're writing like a fiction book series or like short stories or something of the sort, do that. You know what I mean? But that's the first thing that came to me was fiction, literally. So yeah. Because it's a story with characters and people and dialogue and all that good stuff. So I'm not necessarily seeing it as any other form of writing, specifically fiction. So if you have a fiction book that you've been thinking about, whether it's a series or it's just one book, then hop on that dagnabbit son of a gun. Next, of course, would be songwriting. My wonderful musicians, and for others of you, I'm seeing this as, this is something very unique. It's making me think of something that we have in Louisiana. I'm pretty sure that like every city probably has this, though. Any city with like a long history. But if you think of those, like if you go to like a historical site, right? And they have like the storytellers. And it's like they're telling you the story of like the history of, the town or the place or something of the sort. And the way that I'm thinking about it in Louisiana is like these Cajun storytellers that they have. And it's like this whole like theatrical story that they're telling you. And then all of a sudden, they pull out a banjo, and it's like a whole little song that somehow intertwines with the story. So what I'm seeing, other than what I've mentioned before, is something along the lines of that. So it's like, I don't know if there's like a term for that, like a folklore something. I don't know what you would call that, but that's the best way to describe it. It's a person who tells stories that incorporates music, but it's like historical. Well, I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to be historical. It could be something that you totally made up, So it could be like a fiction story that you're doing like in front of a crowd, like old school. There's a word for this, but I just can't. It's like an authentic storyteller. Is that a minstrel? No, it's not a minstrel. I don't know what the word for that is. But hopefully me describing it makes sense to you. Because that's legit what I'm getting. It's just like I'm seeing a person that's telling this whole story that has like a moral intertwined into the story, but there's like music breaks in between or something. That's very unique and different. I would pay money to go see that. The next card that we have is Justice. Your career brings fairness and protection to others who need your help. So that's advocacy. Now, if you found a way to incorporate being an advocate into this whole storytelling deal, or maybe if the book that you're writing is, which reminds me of a movie that's coming out. There's a movie that's coming out that's like about like the police shootings and stuff, but it's like I think it's a fiction story. I hope that that's not like real, but it's like a girl who ends up becoming like an advocate because her friend ends up getting killed by a police officer or something of the sort. So if you're writing a story about something like that, it's pretty gangster. Next we have Protected. I love when this card comes up. This is coming up like in everyone's thing. You are safe and supported while you change your career. Whoa. And career change. So I feel like with whatever it is that you guys are doing, I feel like you're feeling that thrust and that urge to kind of step forward and step into this passion of yours, right? And the reason why I feel like that is so important is because whether it is you're literally writing about justice or being an advocate in a literal sense, whether you're doing that like overtly or, wow, okay, so kind of like how I said, like the moral of the story is intertwined into it, like the lesson or whatever is intertwined into it. I feel like you're going to be like a voice for people who really don't have one. And you may have been feeling like an unction or so. I just thought about one of my friends who is a Virgo. And this is so her reading. And I'm so going to text her as soon as I finish this. Wow. Wow. And I'm going to punch her in the boobie. Because she's legit doing that. She's working on because she's an author, but she's working on a book that is about speaking. Wow, I am so gonna punch her. So anyway, being whatever it is that you're doing, segue. But whatever it is that you're doing, whatever role that this falls into or however it's gonna manifest, the thing that I see is this being a voice for a population or a group of people who don't have the platform to speak up for themselves. But with you guys having this platform with the, either followers or fans or the notoriety that you would get from what it is that you're doing, you are going to be a voice for people who are silenced or for people that get overlooked. You know what I mean? But the thing that I'm sensing is that you guys have been feeling an unction that like something's been telling you work on this, do this, like even if you're tired, like do this, and you've been feeling okay, but to me I really feel like this is a sign for you guys to go full gusto into it. And I always say and this is funny talking about my friend who's a Virgo. I'm about to talk about you. But she always says, like, I always feel like me following my passion is going to require me to give up all of my civilized life and be living in a van somewhere. And I'm like, that's not necessarily a requirement unless you want it to be. But if you guys are kind of worried about that, it's not necessarily saying, even with these things that are saying that you're guided as you change your career. And I feel like this is going to feel like peace and confirmation for those of you who are kind of jumping out and taking that risk and being like, screw it, I'm just about to do it. I feel like this is confirmation for you where you feel like, oh, okay, so it's not going to be that bad. But for those of you who are kind of like, feeling reluctant or feeling, not necessarily that it's a waste of time, but feeling like there has to be like some overt, crazy, living in a van type of sacrifice for following your passion. It's not necessary. It's like you can still work on it on the side. You know what I mean? And I'm thinking, I think my mom told me this story. Um, the I don't even know what you would call him now. I was about to say the playwright, but I was like, Tyler Perry is way more than a playwright these days. But I know my mom was telling me a story about Tyler Perry that when he did his last play, like I think he made a deal with himself because I think he was like homeless and living in his car and stuff, i.e., living in a van. I don't know if he's a Virgo. I feel like I should probably Google that. But anywho, he had made a deal with himself where if his play didn't work out, that or no, not if it didn't work out, but I think after that one particular play, like the last play that he did, the deal that he made with himself was he was going to do that play, and after that go get like a job somewhere, like get a regular job, and that was going to be like the last play that he did, but we could say out of chance, but I just believe that was very much in alignment, that the person who was there that night who watched his show was the person who like gave him his big break. So that never actually happened, and now he was born September 13th. September 13th. What is that? September 13th. What was that make him? Oh my God, is he a Virgo? If he is, I'm gonna go bananas that I just picked up on his energy if he's a freaking Virgo. Wow, he is a Virgo. That's creepy. Whoa. Okay. That's cool. That is so bananas. Wow. Okay. Shout out to Tyler Perry. Totally picked up on your energy just now. But yeah, man. So it's kind of something like that. It's like it's time for that shift to happen. So I think the biggest point about the story with him is it's like he made a plan to get a job, but imagine if he didn't do that last play. It's like, oh, we need to be practical here. Let me just not do it. You know what I mean? But I feel like for you guys, it's kind of like in the reverse. Like something in you is telling you to put your time, effort, and energy into this particular passion project, but it's not going to necessarily require you guys to make a huge sacrifice. And I don't know. It's like the thing that's funny is, and I've said this in like every reading before, you guys, like I've had these cards for eons, okay? And I always said, like, even like when I think I first started my channel, I always wanted to do a reading with these cards. I just never got around to it, but it was just like within this last week that it just felt right to me, where I was like, you know what, I just really feel like I should do this. But the vibe that I'm getting with everyone, and I don't know why that is, because I dabble with looking at things with astrology, but I'm by no means an astrologer at all. So I don't know if it's like calendar in the sky doing some stuff, but it's like I really feel like for almost everyone that I've done so far, it's like everybody is in this place where they're like at the cusp of things rolling into place, and I don't know why it's like everyone is getting into position, or why that's like so necessary right now. I don't know if somebody could tell me where that's coming from or why that is, but that's literally the vibe that I'm getting with everybody. It's like everyone, it's almost, if you think about like the military and like, I don't know anything about the military, like a general or something, like calling people to get into like position. I don't even know what you would call that. Standing at attention or something. Like everybody getting in line to do what they're supposed to do with stuff. Like that's the vibe that I get. It's almost like everybody's being called into their position. so they can start executing what they're really here for, which is like so interesting to see that, like, it not just being one sign that that's happening with, or one particular group of people. It's legit like every single sign that I've done so far. And I really don't feel like that's going to change as I complete them, but it's like everybody's being called to action. I think that's beautiful. But out of everything that I've said, I think the most important thing is that you guys are going to be doing something that's very unique and very different, right? And I think Tyler Perry, whether you're a fan of him or not, I think it's a perfect example of that, because he's done something, like he's taken something that a lot of people have done, because a lot of people have written plays, a lot of people have done movies, but it's just in the way that he does them that's so very unique. And he's doing just that too, like with wrapping these, wonderful morals and aha moments into storylines. You know what I mean? And I think that's super dope, because I think everyone I know has been like a fan of him since way before he's ever made movies, when he was on the Chitlin circuit, as they call it, doing his plays, which also included music. This is interesting. I can't believe he's a Virgo. I'm kind of freaked out by that, honestly. That is very interesting. And then bottom of the deck is support. Your life purpose fully supports you. So what I'm getting from that is regardless if you guys have already left a job, or if you're still working your job and you're doing this on the side, like, I see this as this, whatever it is that you guys are doing, this is going to end up being your main source of income ultimately, like eventually. You know what I mean? That's so gangster. That is so gangster. I'm so happy for you guys. Real talk. And then for others of you to say something very tangible and literal, like how I said advocacy. I do feel with some of you it's going to be like criminal justice law, or being like a community advocate, and speaking out against different injustices. So that's something that I'm sensing as like a little bit more tangible. So being like, like some kind of advocate for a group that doesn't really have a voice. What is going on with my cards here? Did y'all just all turn backwards? Whoa, okay. Anywho, but yeah. But either way it goes, whatever it is, or if it's just you doing music, just you doing speaking, just you doing writing, or just you going into the field of criminal justice, law, or being an advocate, the key is here that that you're fully supported by spirit, you're protected by your guides, angels, ancestors, whatever it is that you believe in, and it's time for this shift to happen. It's time for you guys to be able to do something that you enjoy, that you love, that brings happiness to your life, that's in alignment with your spirit. And for you to get a income from that as well. So spirit, can I please get clear indirect guidance? Why is this saying like high priest to me right now? I mean, not necessarily saying, not saying that anyone's going to be a high, I don't even know if they still have high priest with anything. But, I don't know, I'm looking at his garment, and it's making me think of those, like, old school biblical movies. And, like, and the shirt doesn't look like that. It's just like this, I don't know if that's beading or something, but it's something like that. And now it's making me think about, like, it's like it's two things I'm getting from that. I'm getting like, I'm thinking of those elaborate garbs that the high priests wore like in biblical times. And then I'm thinking about like Native American, traditional Native American dress. And it's like the little, I don't know if it's like a vest or something. I don't know why that's important. Whoa. I know there's, maybe somebody's Native American, and I know that there's a storyteller, like, in tribes and stuff like that. And maybe someone's being called into that, or going back into learning, like, the traditional stories of your tribe and whatnot. That's pretty gangster. That's interesting. That's really interesting. Okay, I'm gonna pull you guys Workulite Oracle cards. Because the longer I stare at these cards, it's like stuff starts popping out of, like, everywhere. I'm not gonna keep y'all forever. So, Spirit, please give me clear and direct guidance for my Virgos. Please, Spirit, any additional guidance we can give them to assist them on their path of their career, their passion, their purpose, their vision, all that good, wonderful stuff. I'll thank you in advance, Spirit. What does that say? See, this is why I gotta stop looking at these. If I can pick the card up, what does that say on there? Corey White? Who's that? Who's Corey White? Now I'm going to Google that too. I'm not going to do it right now, I promise. Okay, Spirit, please give me any additional guidance that you have for my Virgo people, please, Spirit. Whoa, okay, and 3 cards. That was easy. Okay, first card that we have is, oh God, I have no idea how to say that. Oh God, I'm going to embarrass myself. Pleiades? Don't judge me. Double mission, channeling and uplifting humanity. Ooh, now that is some gangster stuff right there. Wow. That's beautiful. So, in so many words, it's like being a mouthpiece of spirit. Whoa, yeah, okay, that makes sense. So you can be channeling spirit as a speaker or as a writer. Wow, that's gangster. Double mission. See, Virgos, y'all are so freaking dope. That's beautiful. That is so beautiful. So in other words, I don't know how familiar everyone who's watching knows about channeling, but it's in so many words. It's like I just like to call it being the mouthpiece of God. You know what I mean? It's just like you're saying stuff. It's kind of like if you look at Abraham Hicks, it's like that. If you're familiar with that, if not, Google it. Next card we have is Inner Temple. And it says, devotion, tune in to the portal of your heart, because that is where you're going to be speaking from. Dagnabbit, son of a gun. Next. Inner Temple. Maybe that's the reason why I got that High Priest vibe. Next, we have Pillar of Light. Man, y'all got all kinds of gangster stuff. Your vibration is raising. You are the Oracle. Yes, the heck you are. If there's no other cards that would be better to, like, put the lid on this reading, Dagnabbit, son of a gun, this totally is. Channeling, uplifting humanity is like whatever role you guys are playing, or however it is that you choose to do it, whether it's through speech, through the written word, it's like the role that you guys are playing is raising consciousness. It's allowing spirit to speak through you. The importance of, with the Inner Temple card, why that's so important is like needing to take time to tune back in. You know what I mean? Like spending your quality time with spirit so that you can continue to keep your energy high, your vibration high, so spirit can to speak through you. So always needing to go back to your well, so to speak. I look at spirit as like, you know, the well that never runs dry. You know what I'm saying? So it's like always making sure you can tap back into that space to like refresh yourself so you can go back out into the world and assist others in their journey, as well as I see this as just kind of wrapping it up of speaking the truth about who and what you are. It's like you are a light in the darkness. You know what I mean? So you are going to be a path for many, 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 many people. And that is so freaking amazing. Virgo. I'm so excited. This is so dope. I'm very happy for you guys. With your little double mission, dag nabbit son of a gun. But I hope this has been helpful, Virgo. Dag nabbit. You guys are in good company. You know what I'm saying? About to be the next Tyler Perry in this piece or something. But anywho, I hope this has been helpful, guys. Let me know in the comments what you think. But I think I'm gonna go like watch TV and stuff now and go to bed because I've been doing personal readings like all day. So yeah, and I'll be back on that tomorrow. So, and as well as finishing these. I don't even know how many people I have left at this point. But I hope this has been helpful. I don't even know why. Like, I'm letting you be my counselor right now. You're supposed to. Channel something to me. Dag nabbit. But I hope this has been helpful, guys. And I will see you guys sooner than later. I love your faces. Deuces. Can I just like, okay, I'm going to awkwardly turn it off and just play it off like I'm just looking around and doing stuff. It's not off still. This is really awkward. Really awkward. Why is it not off?